All right, let's catch you up on a few stories that should be on your radar. It is time for Rapid Fire here with their take. Bill Griffith, Kate Rogers, Frank Holland, welcome all of you.
Hello, hello.
You'll guide me through this, will you?
Follow us.
All right, good. First up, two of Britain's biggest broadcasters teaming up to take on Netflix in the UK. Britbox is a partnership between the BBC and ITV. It'll cost $7.50 a month, and unlike Netflix's basic plan in the UK, it'll let subscribers watch TV shows across multiple screens and devices simultaneously. The news comes after Netflix missed big on earnings. Everybody's getting into this business.
The land rush is on.
It sure is.
There's no secret about that. So everybody's going to try and see. But the key is, do you have the content for this? And right now, the scouting report on Britbox is they don't have as much content as they're going to need. They may have to pair up with some other European broadcasters as well who have more content so that they can compete on a level playing field with some of the other streamers out there.
Sure, and it'll be curious to see if they invest as much as Netflix has into their original content to kind of build out that programming lineup. I mean, yet another subscription, right? The price point is a little lower than Netflix, but what's another $7.50 when you got Hulu, you got Netflix, you got Spotify, you got like all of these.
But they do have the original Office.
They do.
The original Office. They must have Downton Abbey, I assume.
I don't think they do. I kind of looked on there. I'm not that familiar with Britcoms and other British shows, but it looks like they have a lot of content you can't find in the U.S. And until cable companies all of them offer a la carte service, things like this just make sense. People want to just watch what they want to watch. They don't want those channels at like the 200 level that they've never seen and don't care about.
Well, good for Wilfred Frost.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll be able to
number
one.
He will be a real streamer. All right, up next, a number of consumer stocks hitting all-time highs today. Among the names are McDonald's, Starbucks, Yum Brands, Costco, Estee Lauder, and Ross Stores. How many of those have I patronized in the last week? Probably almost all of them. Railroad giant CSX, however, sounding the alarm on the U.S. economy and its earnings this week, along with several other transports. So could this be the tale of two economies, the consumers versus the industrials, and which, Kate, is a better telltale, not of where the economy is, but of where it may be going?
Well, we are just about to head into big restaurant earnings week next week, which I'm very pumped for. Last quarter, we heard from a bunch of these CEOs that they felt really good about the consumer. And even earlier than that, when the government was shut down, they were still saying, and the stock market, by the way, was all over the place, they were still saying that they weren't concerned and that they weren't seeing any shakiness in the consumer show up in their earnings or their bottom lines. It'll be interesting to see what they say next week. But just looking year to date, Starbucks up 40%, McDonald's up 20%, Restaurant Brands International up 33%, Chipotle, a huge one, up 75%. I mean, it looks like the consumer's doing pretty well.
But yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But yet, Frank.
So we just had a big week of earnings for transports. One of the things that kind of went under the radar is that Knight-Swift, the nation's largest trucker, actually lowered their guidance for the rest of the year. Like 70% of what we buy out of stores that comes in by truck, also warehouse space is at 5%. That's really low. So that kind of signals that a lot of things aren't going to be coming in, or if they are coming in, where are they going to go? They might even cost more. It's not a great environment long term. Right now, all those companies you name, that's what people buy when they want something. What about the things they need?
Consumers good, manufacturers not, and I blame the tariffs. I think that's where they are feeling the heat, where the consumers are not, because the job market is as strong as it's been in 50 years, so they're feeling confident. They don't mind going out there, even if the prices go up a little bit. Some of those companies do have pricing power. They've taken advantage of that, and they're able to pass on some of those higher tariffs, but not everybody can, especially the truckers and the rail companies. I mean, the CSX CEO said this is the weirdest economy he's seen in his 40 years.
But yeah, that's so interesting.
And I think that that's part of the reason. I think it's the tariffs that are taking that.
And manufacturers holding back. They don't feel a certainty.
Yes, that word uncertainty that Jerome Powell uses so
keeps using.
One quick point. I mean, a lot of these are fast food stocks, not a very high price point, we should point out, but obviously still expendable income if you're going out to eat. So.
All right. Topic 3. If you've ever opened up a safe deposit box at your local bank, you may think there's nothing that could possibly go wrong, but on the off chance that your property is stolen, destroyed, misplaced by your bank, you may be surprised to learn that the bank may not be obligated to cover the full value of the box's content. This is one of the things I never thought I needed to worry about.
Thought about it, right? They're not covered by FDIC insurance. When you think about it, it's not part of a bank's traditional business. They are chartered as a lending operation. They're not there to be a safekeeping operation per se, unless you're talking about a safe deposit account. So people are learning the hard way that the stuff they
put in there
is not, number one, is it's not insured, and number two, if it gets lost, banks have a cap on how much they are liable
And it
for that,
varies
which is
bank by
incredible.
bank.
One of the
JP
numbers-
Morgan may have one and Bank of America another.
But one of the banks in the story that we were given, it was 10 times what it was paid to rent, which I think was $246. So what are you putting in there? I don't have any loose diamonds laying around, guys. I don't have a safe deposit box, but safe deposit box goals for the future.
But the risk here is not that the boxes themselves are unsafe, but that with all of the consolidation as bank branches move and close and those your box may not be on Bloomfield Avenue and North Fullerton Street anymore. It may be in Clifton, New Jersey now, and they may not know where you live anymore.
That's very true. Can I bring up one other thing about safety deposit boxes? We're talking about the value. A lot of times you put things that are priceless in there, pictures, passports, things like that. So the value of those exactly outweighs any type of reimbursement that you probably would get from the bank anyway. And I think we all, at least in our minds, historically thought these were safe places to put things. Guess not.
Don't think like that anymore.
All right. Speaking of things that may or may not be safe, electric mopeds. They are moving into Brooklyn and Queens. But is New York ready for the next wave of ride-sharing mania? That's where we will find Rahel Solomon with the story of the company behind the moped movement. I saw you riding earlier today, Rahel.
Looking very steady.
How did I look, Tyler?
You look great.
Yeah? Okay. That's a good thing. Okay, so yeah, this company, Revel, started in Brooklyn, really taking Brooklyn and Queens by storm. So here's how it starts. So you got to download the app, starts on the app. Before you can get approved to ride one of these e-mopeds, you have to send a picture of your driver's license. As long as you're over the age of 21, you don't have any DUIs, you have a clean driving record, you should be good to go. So these are all over the place in Brooklyn and Queens. The company behind it, Revel, it's a relatively new company. They started in 2018, but that was just a pilot with 68 e-mopeds. From there, in late May, just a few months ago, Tyler, they expanded to 1,000 e-mopeds, and since then, that's when we've really seen growth take off. So the company tells me that since late May, they've had over 200,000 rides. They're saying about 750 users sign up each and every day. The average person riding this is a millennial, about 27 to 35 years old. Also, the average trip is about 3 miles, and 75% of the people who drive this and ride this are men. Tyler, I'll send it back to you.
But they supply helmets, but do most people wear the helmets?
So, Tyler, that's a really good question. When you download the app and when you start a trip, the back of this does open. So it's an incentive and a reminder to put on your helmet. But of course, they can't monitor everyone. But yeah, you are supposed to wear a helmet. It even has it right here. Helmets required. I mean, I suppose if they catch you, they can suspend your access. That's what the CEO told me. But I wrote it a little bit earlier, as you said, on Squawk Alley. And Tyler, I got to be honest, I wouldn't want to ride it without a helmet because it's a motorized vehicle. You go up to 30 miles per hour, and you can't ride it on the sidewalk. You have to be on the street, so you should wear a helmet.
I guess one of the criticisms. Thanks, Rahel, and I want you to motor on out of here, out of this shot,
really rocking,
just for dramatic effect. But one of the things is, I guess you just leave it and park it there on the street, wherever it is.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong in Brooklyn? I don't know.
Or any major urban area. I mean, Didi Roy did a story that they had a similar situation in San Francisco, and people were vandalizing these scooters. These, by the way, are pretty large here. I mean, those are more like motorcycles.
I rode the Bird in Nashville downtown. I almost got, first of all, I have a little road rage, which I've shared on the air before. But a little bit. So these aren't good for me because I need to have hands free, you know. So like one arm to wave or do whatever to my fellow drivers. You know what? I am from New Jersey.
You said the scooter was called Bird.
But I was on the Bird, and it was a little risky downtown. I'm an aggressive driver, and I felt intimidated.
So I'm going to follow up on what Kate's saying. I've been in Nashville too, and I've seen it. I don't know if these mopeds are micro mobility. I think that's what the scooters are called. But in Nashville, they've actually just clamped down on it. They're going to get rid of half of the operators in town, limit the hours. A lot of people are complaining about it. There was someone that was badly hurt by one. So I think around the country, LA, Chicago, a lot of complaints about it. This whole model where you can just leave them anywhere seems to be getting a lot of pushback. So I think that's going to be one barrier for growth.
All right. Thanks, guys. Terrific.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You and road rage.
You and road rage.
I would never rage at you guys on the road. Don't you worry.
The we're number one sign.
That's right.